In our national lead, it's one of the most popular pain relievers in the United States, but one new report by ProPublica says the active ingredient in Tylenol may have caused the deaths of more than 1,500 people over 10 years. Listen to the parents of 12-year-old Davey. His father took him to the hospital after treating him for a sore throat for a week with maximum strength Tylenol sore throat medicine.
And he took this little light, he did a little light thing in his eyes, and he looked at me. And that's when he asked me if he'd been exposed to poisonous mushrooms or Tylenol. And I says, yeah, he'd taken Tylenol sore throat medicine. He's got liver damage. This is from what? He says acetaminophen.
Davey was declared brain dead a few days later. It's called acetaminophen, and when taken in larger than recommended doses, it can damage or destroy the liver. One of the report's authors joins me now, ProPublica's T. Christian Miller. T, good to see you. So basically, break it down for our viewers. What is the key issue with acetaminophen?
So the key issue with acetaminophen is really what they call this narrow margin of error. It's the narrowest margin of error between the dose that can hurt you and the dose that can harm. So most folks tell us, if you take the recommended daily dose, that's fine, it's a pretty safe medicine. But if you go over that and not too far, you can get in trouble.
Just to clarify, because I think you misspoke, the dose that can help you and the dose that can harm, there's a very narrow margin.
Right. I'm sorry. If I said, yeah, the dose that can help you and the dose that can harm you, there's a very narrow margin of error according to the FDA.
And T, how does this compare to other pain relievers?
So most other pain relievers and most other drugs, in fact, have a larger margin between what can do that damage and what can't. What makes Tylenol kind of unique is it's really a pretty safe medicine, most folks tell us, at the recommended doses. But if you go over 2 pills, 4 pills, 6 pills, 8 pills over a number of days, depending on your condition, you can get into trouble with things like liver damage and even death.
Most people probably wouldn't think twice about popping an extra pill or two. How much over do you have to go over the recommended dose for it to be seriously detrimental?
So that's a question that the FDA is struggling to get a full, fine number on even today. But the number they put out right now is that studies show that anywhere from about 4 pills over to 8 pills over, taken of extra strength, taken over several days, can get you into trouble. And a one-time dosage of about 4 times can also get you into trouble in terms of liver damage and fatality possible.
I want to play something from another couple you and your colleague Jeff Gerth spoke to, the parents of 5-month-old Brianna, who was given Tylenol. Take a listen.
Dr. Ben comes in and she says, I figured it out. It's acetaminophen poisoning. She's been poisoned by Tylenol. Her liver is failing, her enzymes are high.
How does this happen? How did she get poisoned or whatever from medicine that's always given that we were told to give?
T, tell us exactly what happened with Brianna, because this is an interesting story and a tragic one, obviously, when it comes to children's Tylenol versus infants' Tylenol. And counterintuitively, the infants' Tylenol is a higher concentration.
Right. This is one of the more interesting aspects of the story for me. What happened is the major manufacturers of acetaminophen, like Tylenol and others, were selling 2 different concentrations of infants and children's, and the infants was 3 times more concentrated than the children's. So if you mixed up the dosage, in other words, if you gave your infant baby infant's Tylenol at a children's Tylenol level, you could end up poisoning them completely accidentally. And that happened a number of times over 15 years, and that's what happened with the Huttos, is that she accidentally overdosed her child, Brianna. And so both the FDA and McNeil, which is the manufacturer who makes Tylenol, both these organizations were fighting over how to fix this problem, but it went on for 15 years. And during that time, we know some kids died while they were debating how to fix this problem.
And as our medical team points out, if taken in recommended doses, you're safe to take Tylenol. And this is not just a Tylenol problem. Acetaminophen is in hundreds of other medications. Tylenol has a new cap that warns about the ingredient and to use it safely. We also want to read this statement from the producers of Tylenol. As the makers of Tylenol, we understand that consumers have a need to know about the medicines they take, and we have a responsibility to help them make informed choices, including helping them to understand both the benefits and the risks. When taken as directed, acetaminophen, the active ingredient in Tylenol, has one of the most favorable safety profiles among over-the-counter pain relievers. However, when an overdose is taken, it can result in serious liver damage. Consumers should always read the label on the medicines they take, never take more than the recommended dose, and talk to the doctor if they have any questions or concerns. Visit us at getreliefersponsibly.com for more information. So, T, I think we need to put this in context for people at home with Tylenol, with children's Tylenol, with infants' Tylenol. How concerned should they be?
Well, today they've made only 1 concentration, but there's still no instructions on the label on how to take it, so you can't really double check yourself. So if you're a parent at home, the number one thing is to follow what the label says. And as of now, that label is, if you have a kid under 2, call your doctor for recommendations. So that's what parents should do right now, is follow the label as it's labeled and be careful when they're administering the doses to their kids.
And be sure to read T. Christian Miller and Jeff Gerth's story on ProPublica.org about this study. Thank you so much, T.